Today we start the 4th chapter. Those of you who are new here, all these are being recorded and it will be eventually on the YouTube. The first 2 chapters are already there on YouTube. The 3rd chapter is being processed. This is the last 4th chapter. Verse 1. If you have the book, it's page number 80. The siddhis, various natural and supernatural powers, and or excellence in certain fields, are results of birth in a family and environment conducive to such accomplishments. Aushadhi or herbs and plants used as medicine to correct the various doshas or faults in human beings, affecting their character and mood. Mantra or affirmations to remind oneself of the inner strength and inherent potentials. Tapas or austerities, self-imposed discipline, or samadhi, enlightenment, awareness or living consciously. The siddhis, not only your natural potentials, but also supernatural powers, your intuitive faculty. You become more intuitive. All these, whether they are natural or supernatural, they can be acquired through these means. First of all, Patanjali says it is the result of birth in a family and environment conducive to such accomplishments. Now, why are you born in a certain family that may or may not be conducive to your spiritual growth, to your spiritual evolution, or to anything, any profession? It is not just the supernatural, but also the natural, your potential. Why are you born in a certain family where you think you cannot work on your potential? Or you are born in a family where the whole atmosphere around you, your parents, your siblings, your environment, the society, the neighborhood, everything is supporting you. Why does that happen? We have been discussing this. It is related to your past karmas. What you have done in the past, that has brought you to this life. This life is a consequence of your past karmas. But that does not mean that you cannot do anything about it, that this what do you call hargamati, that this is a dead end. That's an Indonesian idiom, but you do not think it as a dead end. Okay, whatever is happening to me is because of my past karmas and I have no control over them. No. What you have done in the past have brought you down here now. What you do now, what you are doing now, that will guarantee what you get as a consequence, not only in your next life, but immediately. Because the past karmas are actually affecting your first 12 years or so. Your birth in a certain family, your siblings, your mother, father, parents, all these are because of past karmas. You cannot do anything about it. But if you go to a school where you have a good teacher, you can already mend your past karmas. You can already make some alterations. So it's not a dead end. So that is one. The second one, he says, Aushadhi or herbs and plants. That is Archana's specialty. We are all born, according to the science that she follows, Ayurveda, is a science of aging gracefully. It's not a science of reversing your age. Normally it is misinterpreted in the West as reversing your age. Nobody can do that. You can dye your hair, I can dye my hair, and I can fool myself. I can fool myself that I look younger, but I cannot fool you for all the time. So it's just a bit, it's about, you're being renegade. If you are growing bald, you're bald. If you're losing your hair, you're losing your hair, You don't try to cover that up. If you are covering that up, you are not a yogi. You are not a yoga practitioner. You are not accepting things as they are. And the whole point of yoga is to accept things, to understand rather the nature of things. And to understand the nature of things is that you and me, if we are talking about the body, we are all decaying. There is no way I can stop this process of decay. The brain is losing its capacity after you are 36. 36 is your prime period. It's your prime time, about 36 to 40. That's your prime time. After that, the biorhythm is going down, and there's no way to reverse it. Ayurveda is about understanding this process. If the body is decaying, what do I do about this? How do I allow this body to decay gracefully? So when death comes, even death comes as we chant the morning, if you are staying here, Triambakam yajamahe, Sugandhim pushtivardhanam, Urvarukameva bandhanam. When I die, let me die as a ripe fruit that falls from its branch. So we all can die gracefully like that. We don't have to die in the hospital. We don't have to die sick person. We can die as a ripe fruit that falls from the tree. When the time comes, it just simply falls. That is possible. That is possible, and that is what her science is all about. We all have got three doshas. Either you are excessive in pith is fire element, or you are excessive in kapha is water, and or you are excessive in vata is air, wind. Yeah. So either of these three doshas, these three, what do you call dosha in English? Yeah? Constitution, your body constitution. Either of these three can affect your lifestyle, can affect your health, your holistic health. Your mental, your physical health can be affected by either any of these three constitutions going berserk, going up and down. So that can be fixed. That can be fixed, and if you are feeling too lazy, for instance, there is a way to detect, very scientifically, to detect why you are feeling too lazy. What is more in you that has to be reduced? Maybe you have more of kapha, so it has to be reduced. Why you are very aggressive? Maybe you have the fire element. That is more, that has to be reduced. And that can be reduced through food, through what you drink, through the lifestyle. You can be that can be reduced or increased. When you have to increase pith, for instance, you are too lazy, then you have to increase the fire element. That can be achieved through medicine, through certain exercises. And the third thing is affirmation mantras, mantras that we chant in the morning. All these mantras are vibrations, and all these vibrations are interacting with our body, with our mind, with our emotions, and that can also bring some changes to make life better. And then tapas or austerity, self-imposed discipline. It is not discipline that is imposed upon you. Patanjali has already talked about the discipline. He has suggested what kind of discipline. In the second, third chapter, he has been talking about that. But then you'll have to understand this. It's not enough that you listen to Patanjali and you start practicing it. Patanjali Yoga Sutra to yogis, to the yoga practitioner, is like what do you call the basic textbook of medical science, Matra Medica or something, yeah? It is a Greek term. So it is a basic textbook. You cannot practice yoga without understanding this textbook. So the third one is mantras. Through mantras, You can change your vibrations, and vibrations change, your mental setup is changed, your emotions are changed, and your body follows the suit. Now what we are doing with yoga, we are so much emphasizing on the asana aspect. We feel yoga is just asana. Asanas are the physical movements. If you are focusing only upon the asana, the one that benefits is just your body, nothing else. And yoga is not about the body. The very first sutra in this book is talking about not only the mind, but the seed of the mind, from where the mind is sprouting. If you can control it there, then you can control your mind, you can control your mind, you can control your physical senses, you can control your senses of perception, you can control your body. So that is the whole yoga. The yoga is not addressing your body at all. At all. It is addressing your mind, and through your mind, then all these things are controlled. They come under control automatically. Tapas, self-imposed discipline, and samadhi, enlightenment, awareness or living consciously. He is giving us so many options. You can do this, you get the same result. You do this, you get the same result. Now you have to choose yourself, which one is better for you. Living consciously. I was with my master, and somebody was complaining, said, "Master, I cannot meditate." I don't know how many of you are familiar with the story of Radha. Are you familiar with this lady? Okay, she was not meditating. She was singing and dancing. And through singing and dancing, she got enlightened. So my master asked her, have you seen Radha or Meera? Both of these are very famous enlightened beings in the yogic tradition. Said, yes. Said, Radha and Meera, they never meditated. Now what is singing and dancing? It is singing to the tune of the divine. The divine is presented as Krishna. He has a flute in his hand. And when he plays on his flute, the lady is singing, is dancing. He is just playing the flute. So she has to follow the tune. If you are following the tune of the divine, and following the tune of the divine, living consciously, is following the laws of nature, to observe the nature. We were discussing the other day, what happens if I do something good and nobody appreciates it? Have we appreciated the nature? We have not. And yet the nature keeps giving us. We abuse the nature, we misuse all these resources that we get. How much food is being wasted? How much milk is being thrown in the sea just to keep the price of the milk stable? In many countries, you have overproduction, and then we have people in Africa, those who are, they don't have enough nutrition in their food. So we have mismanaged this whole world. Because of what? Because of our greed. Whereas nature is never greedy. The sun rises not only for Christians or Buddhists or Muslims or Hindus. The sun rises for all. Water is for everybody. There is no such thing as this water belongs to only Muslims, only Hindus, only Buddhists. It's the same water. And not to speak of water and food and vegetables, even our blood. Even our blood. It is the same category. A, B, C plus O. Not even A, B, C, it's up to Z. No. So these are the same category, whether you are Westerner or you are Easterner, you are Chinese, you are Japanese, you are or whatever you are. You belong to one of these groups. So this is nature. Nature does not divide. Nature is always trying to unite us. If we are following that kind of life, uniting people, my master would always say, build bridges, don't break bridges. As long as you live, become a bridge builder. Bridges between hearts, among hearts, bridges between members of one tribe with another tribe, members of one country with another country. That is living consciously.